The journey of Fort Collins from its humble beginnings as a military fort to today's exceptional community demonstrates a history of innovation, planning, and building. With the coming of the railroad 140 years ago, the tiny farming town was connected with other markets along the Front Range. The 1870 launch of what would eventually become CSU brought innovative people and their ideas to the community. After a century of growth and decline, leaders in the 1980s envisioned a historic district restored to its former glory. Downtown Fort Collins today has far surpassed that goal and continues to add exciting new businesses and amenities. Fort Collins industry leaders and cutting-edge startups are influencing how people think, create, and communicate locally and across the globe. That legacy of innovation is part of the city's culture too. Decades ago, city leaders chose to place thousands of miles of power lines underground, giving us one of the most reliable electric systems in the country. That legacy is also what will drive us forward as we pursue broadband service for the entire community, keeping Fort Collins an attractive, competitive destination for innovative businesses and their employees. From horse-drawn wagons on the original streets, to the railroad, to today's bike network, travel has always been a priority. The trolley system of the early 1900s made way for Transfort in the 70s, which now offers regional routes and bus rapid transit. And last fall, Transfort began providing bus service 365 days a year. The fall also brought the highly anticipated opening of CSU's new on-campus stadium. The city and university worked together to prepare for the transition and address cyclists and pedestrian safety, traffic, and neighborhood challenges. That planning paid off, and the smooth-running game days have kicked off new community traditions. As the region grows, Fort Collins is joining other cities and counties to speed up improvements to I-25 through northern Colorado. Locally, projects like the Pitkin Bikeway, Prospect and College intersection, and Lincoln Corridor are improving both safety and traffic flow. In 1883, the original waterworks began providing reliable water to drink and to protect the town from fire. Today, we are replacing 100-year-old pipes from that early system to continue providing the best water in the nation. 20 years ago, water again changed the face of Fort Collins when unprecedented rain flooded Spring Creek. That tragedy marked a turning point in how we prepare for flooding. Stormwater improvements helped minimize damage during the 2013 regional floods and prepare us for what the future might bring. Our police are dedicated to fostering safety by building community relationships and trust. Body-worn camera technology and regular Coffee with the Cop sessions increase transparency. The new Campus West Connections office provides a one-stop shop for collaboration among the city, CSU, students, and neighbors. And each month, police connect with thousands of residents on social media about both the serious and the lighthearted. From block parties to fall cleanup, neighborhood improvement projects to shoveling snow, community begins on your block. Through educational support and an expanded grant program, residents are leading events, activities, and improvement projects in their neighborhoods. And we're having fun! Open Streets brings a street fair atmosphere to the community, while events old and new highlight our most iconic parts of town. City Park has been the bastion of Fort Collins parks and recreation scene for a century, and since then, we've added another 47. Inspiration Playground made childhood recreation accessible to all kids. And the brand new Twin Silo Park continues the legacy of beautiful, imaginative spaces to run and play. For 25 years, voters have chosen to preserve open spaces in and around Fort Collins. That investment has given us some of our most iconic landscapes. We are also deeply committed to protecting the climate and conserving resources. In 2005, city leaders set ambitious goals to reduce carbon emissions. Together, we have since reduced emissions by 12%, diverted 60% of waste from the landfill, and doubled transit ridership. Last year, Fort Collins was the only U.S. city recognized for its inspiring and innovative approach to climate change. Through practical solutions that align with our values, we are taking action to protect the long-term health of the community. This is all evidence of what can happen when a community plans and builds. When we do the work to make vision a reality. We are committed to continuously learning and improving how we operate. The city's budget process starts with community priorities every time. Our strategic plan guides our decision-making, and performance measures hold us accountable to you, our customers. After many years of evaluating and improving our systems and processes, the City of Fort Collins was named a 2017 Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award recipient, just the third city to ever receive this distinguished honor. The journey of Fort Collins is 150 years in the making. Our inheritance is the result of leaders and everyday residents who made this place home and chose the work of community building. Fort Collins is recognized as a great place to live and as a leader in innovation and exceptional service. We aren't stopping now. This is the middle of our story, and we will continue this legacy. You love it here. We love it too. And we are committed to doing everything we can to make Fort Collins even better. Together.